Hello and welcome back to our Galactic Ruler tutorial series. This is episode 4 for tutorial 4. As always, music is by Carl Casey at White Bat Audio. This is the final chapter of the tutorial. This is going to be combat. All right, let's take a look. We're going to follow the objectives. What are we doing? Here we go. So we're going to start construction of 2 orbital shipyards. The shipyards are needed to build any items, any units on the map here, on this part of the map. There's going to be land production and naval production and air production on the planet's surface, but up here we are looking at orbital shipyards. Easiest way to do that is right-click, do build, orbital shipyard. And they want us to make 2 of them. Let's take a look real quick. We have 4 slots available. There we go. Now let's add 2 destroyers to the production queue. So you'll note over here, once these complete, if they complete, I don't know if they're going to complete now. Let's find out. Let's get them to complete. You'll see right now you can do 0 of 1. There's always the ability to produce 1 at the beginning of the game generally because you will start with a station and a shipyard. This will get us 2 more shipyards, and then you'll see this goes up to 3. Doing a whole bunch of research in the background there. Okay, so now you see 0 out of 3. So let's go ahead and build... what are we looking at? Oh, capital ships, destroyers. So normally when you could only build 1, the other one would queue up behind it. But since we actually have 3 online, 3 shipyards online, we'll be able to get them both at the same time. They're producing together. All right, set your survey drones initiative to high. So we're gonna go, oh, no. You wanna make sure you select the survey drone first, and then select here, because if you don't have a unit selected, these will be the global rules of engagement. If you have one selected, then it will go to individual rules of engagement. All right, so individual rules, and we're going to set the initiative to high. Order your interceptor, patrol near your homeworld. So the way patrols work is, so interceptors are currently reserved, added to selection, and you can patrol from the list of orders, or you can use control right-click at your target location. The one thing that you don't get information about here, although we have seen it in prior tutorials, I believe, is the use of waypoints, which is shift right-click. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and grab our interceptor and patrol near their homeworld. So we're going to go ahead and do a patrol and shift right-click, shift, 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 and then finally right-click to end it. And we'll see, and we're going to have to refuel units in a second here. You can see it is actually going to work through this patrol and then back and forth, back and forth. All right, so now let's take a look. What we want to do actually is we want to get this guy out here somewhere, because the next step is to use the transport ship to refuel the interceptor. But the only way that's really going to work is if it needs fuel. Haha. So who do we have here? We have 2 interceptors and the survey drone. Okay. Did I accidentally select both? I did not mean... Well, I didn't mean to select the survey drone. I'm just going to put you back over there. Who are you? Oh, I guess I'm supposed to refuel this guy. You can see here he has 0 energy out of 90. You know that he's in trouble because he's got that red border around his health bar. This guy doesn't have that. He's at full strength. Now, if I move him around... it'll drop. Slowly, slowly. I mean, they do have a little bit of energy on their own. The main thing, I mean, they can last for a while. The problem is if they get into combat. If they get into combat, they're going to have a bad time. They run out really fast. If we zoom out, you'll see that there's a little hazard sign. That means this guy is running, this guy is out of energy. So we're going to go ahead and take our transport, who's over here. You can see he's got 3,494 out of 3,500. And he's carrying 30,000 tons of supply cargo. That's what'll happen. If he's got nothing on board, that's basically what he does. I mentioned this in the last tutorial episode, and I wasn't entirely sure I had it right, but I am pretty sure I've got it right now. So if I come back here, he replenishes, and of course he's got his 30,000 tons. Now if I want to get this guy refueled, I just have to bring him over there. Now, of course, I could have done that without getting him back here to refuel back to max, but I just wanted to kind of show that you need to be in a supply zone in order to re-up your energy. So let's go ahead and bring him over there. We got FTL because in the background we've been doing a whole bunch of research. It's unrelated to this to the tutorial for this episode, but there it is. I don't want to go too fast because I do want to watch this happen in real time, so we're just gonna awkwardly wait for him to arrive. If he gets to an adjacent hex next to something that needs to be refueled, he will refuel it, or even if something doesn't need to be refueled, he will top it up. Adjacent hex or same hex is that what I understand? There we go. Yep, there, it's done. Now, if I look here, he's refueled, and the transport is at 3495. He doesn't use his energy to refuel that guy. He uses his cargo right there. All right, so we need to add a unit to a battle group. So let's figure out who we want to add. Yeah, let's clear this out. Get all of those done. So who do we have currently? We have this guy in a battle group, or we have this battle group, which is just this guy here. So let's pick a different one. Let's pick our destroyers. How about that? And we're going to add to a battle group. You can create a new one or add them to an existing one, or remove them from a battle group. Well, should be able to. Oh, hang on a second. Is that what they were actually asking? Okay, create a battle group, I guess. I should have been able to add that to the other battle group, but didn't really want to, so interesting. Yeah, so there's my two guys. This battle group is just the one. I should be able to add, yeah, there we go. Battle group 2 now has that. Yes. Okay, so that is what it wanted. They didn't want to add a unit to a battle group to an existing one. They want to add a unit to a battle group that doesn't exist yet. So, okay. Ships with ballistic weapons. So we're going to add 2 interceptors to the production queue. So interceptors use ballistic weapons. and those are powered by cargo, essentially by ammo, which has to be replenished from cargo, but does not take up energy in quite the same way as, so over here we see the beam weapon attack versus ballistic attack. This guy only has ballistic, no beam. And so his ballistic attack is based on ammo. Over here he's got 12 ammo, and when he fires he will be using this. An attack fighter, which uses beam weapons, I believe they eat up their energy instead. So let's go ahead and add 2 interceptors. Done. Ships with beam weapons. So let's go ahead and read this. So another small craft design available is the attack fighter. Beam weapons use energy when firing, not ammo, which means that moving while firing beam weapons will consume energy at a higher rate. That is very important to know, because these guys will tend to not only run out of ammo, which of course is energy, but then they will stop being able to move. Interceptors, those are separate ideas, although generally speaking, if you get into a fight with interceptors and they run out of ammo and you don't have a transport handy to replenish them, they're just gonna die. So it doesn't even really matter if they're dead in the water, they're still basically dead in the water. So let's go ahead and build 2 attack fighters. Now these only get added to your ability to, to your space designs once you've researched them. That's an early research. Shielded ships. 2 corvettes. So corvettes are one of the earlier ships with limited power, but when equipped with shields, it can become quite formidable. Let's add 2 corvettes to the production queue. All right. Those are the, let's see, what are these guys? Are they capital ships? No, they are patrol ships. That's it. So 2 corvettes. Use your corvette to capture a pirate ship. All right, so if you can find a unit out of ammo, you can capture it instead of killing it. To capture a unit, you must have a ship with the capture specialty. Your interceptors and attack fighters are not large enough craft to capture other ships or facilities. They've placed a pirate ship near us, near the homeworld, that is out of ammo. Send your corvette to capture it. Now, this is something that they don't tell you. You can allow or disallow attacking and capturing of different unit branches and facilities. It's not can, must. In order for this to work, you must do this. Because if you don't, it will just kill the thing and then you're done. So, let's go ahead and grab our corvette. I'm going to move him out here just so I know where he is. Now, let's take a look. He's got 219 energy, 13 ammo. He is both ballistic and beam attack. He is shielded against beams and ballistics. He has these features: spacecraft, stellar, capable of FTL, and capable of capturing, which is, as I said, quite important for here. If I look at... Ooh, that's not that guy. Let's look at this guy. He is not capable of capturing. He is a fighter craft, however, and he is stellar. And spacecraft, he cannot do FTL. Okay. So, we're going to take this guy, and let's figure out our rules of engagement. We're going to come over here to individual rules of engagement. And let's see if I can remember where this is. Yes, down here. Unit roles. Engage ballistic targets? No. Engage beam targets? No. Attack fortifications? No. Allow capture? Yes. Because we want to capture the enemy unit, we don't want to kill it. These 3 unit roles are prioritized over capturing every time. That's probably going to change in the next update, I think, because there were a lot of questions about that. Maybe capturing will be prioritized or something. But basically, you can't get this tutorial completed properly if you leave these turned on. And the help text basically tells you you can turn these off, not that you should. And what'll happen is you will turn these, you'll have these left on, you'll head over there, and then you'll just basically blow up the enemy ship. Which is not what you want to do. Where'd he go? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now, because of the way visibility works, we are going to have to get fairly close to this guy to see him. And depending on how things play out over here, occasionally I've had the situation happen where he gets killed before you can find it. But we can make other corvettes. It's not a major problem. I have also run into the situation where I can't find the guy. Oh, this one down here. Oh, well, that's on me then. Now it's because I'm a dum-dum, and I didn't pay attention to the fact that we had not actually yet, we hadn't yet scanned this world, which meant that we don't actually know that it's a pirate, even though it probably is. So we're going to come down here to this place where it's supposed to be. There we go. So now you can see these guys are out of energy. Both of them. There's a raider and a raider. And notice... Nope, that's not what I want to do. Notice he's not attacking. And that is because we have his... this is actually the... You can see close rules of engagement for global rules, right? We don't want that. We don't want global rules of engagement. Not close, close. We want individual. And so you have to have your units selected. And you can do this with groups. So if you have a whole bunch of these guys selected, you can do, quote-unquote, individual rules of engagement, but it will apply to everything that you have selected. So we can come down here, go to this guy. You can see, as we had, I mean, obviously, we was set up exactly as we had it. No engaging ballistics, no engaging beam, and no attacking fortifications. And that's why he's not doing a damn thing. So now we're going to come over here and capture unit or control right click. Done. Okay, so now we have that unit. It is now one of ours. You can see here we have a raider. So moving forces off planet. Let's build a spaceport on our homeworld. As we discussed last time, that is basically the first thing you're going to do when you start a game. You're going to immediately build a spaceport because you're going to need it for the merchant AI and things like that. Let's find a spot to make this. Usually for this, it's better to just put it somewhere where there's other stuff already, rather than having it build its own complex separately. And I'm just kind of performatively going through here, looking at all this stuff. But honestly, it's really just going to go at the capital, which is right down here. Assuming you have enough room, which we should. Yep, we've got a couple of slots. So let's go ahead and build a spaceport. Build military. Spaceport. Done. Now we deploy land units for an invasion. So we need an attack force of land units to capture cities and facilities on the pirate world. So we need to assemble some units near our spaceport that we judge are sufficient for the attack. We have 500 reserve units, bunch of infantry. I like a ridiculous amount of infantry. Wow. Okay, this is just infantry town. Oh wow. Okay, and then labs. Scouts, some towed guns. We're not going to need all of that. Let's go ahead and just deploy, I don't know, 50 of them? Okay, now let's prepare for off-world combat. So we must now load them for transport. So we've done this, so we have to get them all... you can either land the transport on the planet or send the forces up into space, which we've done in the previous tutorials. So we're going to go ahead and order our guys to... That's only 10 selected. Let's, ooh. Well, we're gonna actually have to. So some of our guys are in other places, like up here, where they're never actually going to end up at the spaceport. So we should probably just deploy the shit out of some more, just so we know that we've got them on this continent, which is really the critical thing. All right, that should be enough, right? How many is that? That's 16. 16? I don't know if that's gonna do it. That's 23. All right, well, we'll do the 23. So we're gonna go ahead and control right click, load to orbit. Orbital transferring, so we order a transport ship to the transfer units. So now, because these things need to go through a spaceport, if I were to try to load these guys to orbit, they're gonna do this. Oh, well, okay, so it's a completely contiguous landmass. I was not aware of that. And you can say load to orbit on any hex. Control right click on any hex. It doesn't matter because it's going to have to go to the spaceport no matter what. So, boink, there they are. So now we've got a transport ship. Where's our transport ships? This one and that one. We're going to go ahead and put them over here. And now we're going to go and do it the way I described being the best way to do it in the last episode, I believe, where you do it from the station. You don't do it from the transports because you can't specify what they load. So what we want to do instead is we want to say, load all units into transports. Done. Now we're going to proceed with the invasion. Drop your transport ship and engage the pirates. Now, once we have loaded all these guys, we can now take a look and see who actually has our stuff. So this guy is loaded up with a bunch. You can see it's got 3,800 tons out of 30,000. This guy has 30,000 tons out of 30,000, which means that he is just transporting supply. So what we're actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead. You know what? Let me see if I can. I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to go here and remove any of these guys from their battle groups. There we go. And let's see. Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and create a battle group with these guys. I can. All right, maybe not. Okay, now I'm able to do that from here. We're gonna create battle group 2. Just in case I need it. I don't think I will. That's fine. We're gonna send them out here. Technically, we won't really have to bring our ships over, and we don't even really need to bring our cargo transport over. But I'm going to do it anyway because that's best practices, because typically you might find that there's, still some enemy straggler ships and stuff like that. So you just kind of want to be ready for it. We're going to go ahead and bring them all over. Ah, yeah, see, there we go. Oh, hey, look at that. We captured the enemy station. That was not intentional, but hey, I'm not going to say no. Now, this guy is our troop transport, and this guy is our cargo transport. So, because of the way supply works once we're on the ground here, we won't have supply, but they will. And we are going to need some supply. So I'm going to need to get my planetary transport down there. I think it works if I bring both of them down there and use that as supply. It would be nice if I had some water boys, but we don't have any water boys, unfortunately. Because water boys move transport. They move supply. If I had come down here and built some water boys, you know what? I bet I did have some water boys, didn't I? I probably did. No, actually, I did not. Interesting. No water boys. But yeah, water boys are transports for land. And that would have been useful because then I could use them. I could have them travel with my land units, and then they wouldn't run out of supply where they're going. And then the water boys could run back to the transport ships, pick up the supply, and go from there. So we're going to go and select these two and drop. And then we're going to drop them. Let's see. Where do I want to drop them? I want to drop them... No, I want them to drop in low visibility if I can. Oh, it's only there. High ground. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's... Oh, that's high ground up there, too. So... Yeah, let's drop them down here in the grass. Done. So, now we have to... Oh, pause. Unload these guys. So let's go ahead and unload all units. This is now the territory that we have. You can see they have supply. And we basically don't. If we look here, see supply is 0, supply is 0. Oh, I accidentally moved this guy. Didn't mean to do that. Which one are you? You're the guy... Yeah, you just got a little bit of supply cargo there. You've got all of my supply cargo. All right, so we're gonna pop you right over there real quick. There. Okay, so our 2 transports are here. And now let's go ahead and engage the pirates. So I'm gonna go and select these guys and not... Nope. All right, let me move him a little bit. This is just... There. Okay. There, I just wanted to select these guys and... dagnabbit. For some reason, this command panel doesn't like coming up if I drag select. I have to select like this to do that, and it's very, very, very annoying. And unfortunately, I cannot add them to a battle group unless I get the command panel up. It's a glitch. It's an unfortunate error. But yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit of hop skip. So I'm gonna how do I want to do this? I'm gonna do this very poorly, but that's all right. We're gonna skip you down over here. So our territory is expanding. But if I do this, you can see we're running very, very low on supply. I'm going to take my 2... There we go. Bring my 2 transports over. You can see now they're fully supplied. So let me see if I can... Oh, you know what I should do? I'm going to save. I'm going to call this... Yeah, this is... Well, I guess this is tutorial 4. I'm going to save this because, as I mentioned last time, every once in a while it'll crash if you switch one of these filters. So I always want to save before I do that. I don't usually do this very often. I don't need to. I just have it set to filter to all branches. But right now, I don't want to select any of my planetary transports. So I'm just going to filter to the land units. And you'll see... Well, that's a mistake. Oh, there we go. That's it. Filtered to land units. Now the planetary transports are not selected. There we go. So we're gonna do another little bop over here. Now, because they are going to be running out of supply very, very soon. See, they're dropping. I need to bring my transports up, but I didn't want them to be there right up at the beginning because they could just easily get captured. So now there we go. Now what are the win conditions for this bit of the mission? Take out some pirate force or capture a pirate city. Okay. Done. I should probably bring these guys over. There we go. Chapter 4 is complete. Ta-da! All right, well, that is the end of the tutorial series then. I will say this, that when you are dropping down to invade, like I said, bring water boys so you don't... these planetary transports are super squishy. You don't want to lose them. You don't want the enemy to steal them. So you want to leave them back and use your water boys to transport the supplies back and forth with your main troops. And then if you can, establish an outpost. So what you could do is establish an outpost here. Even though they have territorial control, you can still establish stuff here and then spread out maybe some supply depots and so on. So that way again, you'll have some supply available to you when you start attacking. But this is the critical thing. Supply is really, really important. I mean, it's the most critical thing. It's generally very critical in Supreme Ruler, but of course in Supreme Ruler, you're not landing on a new planet. So there is always going to be some element of supply available to you wherever you go, unless you're like dropping into behind the enemy lines, using transports and things like that. If you're just rolling across a border, you will probably have a little bit of supply. When you're dropping onto a whole new planet, you have zero supply except that which is carried by your transports. You can see this guy is now down to 2/3 of what he had before. And this guy is losing it a little bit. So yeah, it's critically important, and this tutorial doesn't really go into detail on that, doesn't explain it well enough, I think. So that is important information. Anyway, that's going to be it for this tutorial series. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments here. I'm also very frequently on the Space Game Junkie Discord. Don't have my own Discord channel at this time because why would I? I don't really have... no one would be there. I would never be there. I'd be on the Space Game Junkie Discord. So come find me there if you have any questions. We're always happy to help. Thanks for watching. See you on the other side.